Hedera or HBAR have been forming a very organized structure for the past 2 years. This structure did not reach its end yet, and the price is supposed to be forming a new all-time high in order to complete it. This and more is what I'll be discussing in today's analysis, so make sure to watch till the end for the full details. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is King, your host, and as always, today's video is for educational purposes only. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if it's your first time in the channel and you happen to enjoy my videos, then please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button and share the video if you think it's worth sharing. I have recently activated the channel membership, so if you would like to support the channel further, click the join button below and see the different tiers and what perks they offer. Now let's go and look at the chart. The first thing you notice about Hedera chart is that it has a strong momentum. You can tell this by looking at how the price have been trending. When the market is bullish, Hedera is forming very strong impulses in a short period of time. As you can see here, the first impulse went from about 1 cent all the way to about 8.5 cents in a month time. The second impulse went from about 2 cents to 46 cents in a couple of months. Also, when the market is bearish and the price is in its corrective phase, Hedera is forming a nice and elegant corrective patterns without a single lower low in them and without even losing too much value. Now, if you compare these corrective patterns to your average altcoin, you will directly see the difference. For example, the pattern that Hedera formed over here is an ABC running flat corrective pattern. So if we take this one aside and compare it to the patterns that most of the altcoins have been forming, they were either forming a 3-wave corrective pattern but with so much drop in them, or a 5-wave correction and losing so much of their value. Now, I would personally take this pattern over the other two at any given day. Now, if I was also to read between the lines and translate these technical patterns into fundamental facts, I will tell you that this project is a fundamentally strong project. You can see that it has a wide and loyal investor base who in their majority are holding for the long run and they don't panic sell. And you can tell that by looking at these corrections. We haven't seen any crazy price drops in either one of these corrections or anything that implies panic selling. You can also see that it's attracting a lot of new investors because of its solid and fast growth rate when the market is bullish. And these are all good signs in any given crypto project. Now let's dive deeper into the structure to understand what's going on inside of it. Now this structure have gone through 4 different phases. The first phase was impulsive, that's highlighted in green here. The second phase was a corrective phase, and it's this one in red. The second phase was another impulse in this structure, and the fourth phase that's going on right now, it's corrective in its nature. Now the reason I spoke about the momentum earlier was because it's very important in clarifying the type of structure that we have and the next move going forward. I compared the first and the second impulse here in green, and I found that we don't have a divergence between both of them. In other words, the momentum is not fading and we still have a strong buying power. In cases like this would mean that the structure we are forming is likely going to be a 5-wave structure. Now we already do know that we have completed these 4 waves. And this means we should get 5th wave and the last one to complete the overall structure. It's simple and straight, but we do have one condition to meet before starting the last wave of this structure. We need to confirm that the 4th phase or the 4th wave or the second correction, you name it whatever you want, we need to confirm that this phase has already ended. So let's go deeper now into the daily time frame and break down this 4th piece of the structure. Now, in order to confirm that this 4th piece here is complete and announce the beginning of the new bull run, we need to see all of its 3 pieces here as complete. Similar to this first correction in here, we started moving up right after this 3rd piece was complete and the correction has ended. Now we already do know that the first and the second piece of this correction has already been complete. The first one has ended right here at this point when the trend line was broken right at this point and the price started forming higher highs. So this was the last high we got, and as soon as we break above it, we already started moving in a new direction. The second one has also ended when the trend line was broken right at this point and the price started forming highs and lows in the opposite direction. So this was high, this was low, this was lower high, and this was the first lower low here. So as soon as we broke out and went below this low here, we confirmed that this second piece was complete. Now as for the third piece, first of all, we did not break the trend line yet. We also did not form any new highs or lows in the opposite direction. So as of this point, we are still in a downtrend. So this was the last high we got on this third piece. And this one is not yet broken. So this means we can't yet consider the third piece of this correction as complete. But it also means that we know what we should be looking for in order to confirm its end. So the first thing that has to happen, we need to break above the trend line. And the second thing, we need to see the price start forming highs and lows in the opposite direction. So this was the last high we got here. So we need to break above this high and then continue forming highs and lows in the opposite direction. So at this point here, as soon as we break the trend line and go above the previous high, that's only when we can announce this last piece as a complete piece. Which means that the new bull run, the one that goes right here, has just started. And this bull run, as I said before, will be the last piece of this structure that will mark the end of it. So keep looking for these two confirmations, a break of the trend line and highs and lows in the opposite direction. As long as we don't have these two confirmations, there are high chances that we will keep on going down. I personally believe that we are very close to a breakout, because if we look at the weekly oscillator, we can see that the price is exhausted at this point. It's oversold, and every time over its history Hedera was oversold, we saw the price goes into a big rally here and here, and hopefully the next one is going to be right at this point. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share the video if you think it's worth sharing. This was me, King, and until next time, stay safe and see you later.